So, a question out there to anybody that's going through chemotherapy at the moment. What would you say was one of the worst parts of it? For me, it's actually the taste of the saline and the smell. And the smell of the saline makes me actually want to throw up. I don't like it. It's got a very rubbery taste and smell to it, but in some ways, it's that smell that makes me feel bad, rather than the chemotherapy itself. But we crack on. So we're through to chemo 6 now. It's doing the job that it needs to do slowly, but it is doing the job that it needs to do. So I've got another 6 rounds left to go. But now we're starting to hit a bit of a snag, a bit of a wall. The more chemotherapy I've had, so I had 29 through the first 29 rounds of chemo through the first lot, and then I'm now on to chemo 6 on this new regime. I can feel side effects now starting to kick in with the pump. So after the chemotherapy goes in, they put the pump on, nurse goes away. Great. So I've got 2.5 days of the pump. I'm starting to feel tired. I'm starting to feel irritable. I can feel not a lot of sweating, but it's there. I still go to work for the 2.5 days, and then the nurse comes and takes the pump off at work. But it's not like it was before. I can feel it. I can feel something's not quite right. But I grip my teeth and we crack on. Chemo 7 symptoms again and a little bit worse. Chemo 8 was an interesting one because on chemo 8, I got so bad after the nurse had left, I had to call the emergency number and say, look, something's not right here. I've sweat through my clothes. My heart is going 10 to the dozen. I just don't feel well at all. So she told me to cap it off straight away, put the clip on the pump, and then they'll get the nurse back round to check me out. So they did that. Within less than 5 minutes, I bounced straight back to normal. So it turned out with the buildup of toxins in my system, the chemo is now starting to cause an adverse effect, which is how a lot of people can't actually take chemotherapy. It builds up into your system. It's like we've said 1,000 times, it's poison. It's not good. It's not good for your system, but it's there to do a job. It's there to kill things, and it can kill your internal systems and everything. So for me, the adverse effects are starting now to kick in. So the nurse comes out and we take the decision that we're going to have a break. So we're going to remove the pump now. So I've only had the pump in a couple of hours, but we're going to remove it now and give it an extra break. And then we'll continue with chemo 8 in 2 weeks' time. So we do that. Instantly bounce back to normal. Everything inside is all good. I'm ready to crack on now. So I'm 10 times better than I was. All the symptoms are completely dissipated. I'm absolutely fine. Have a word with the oncologist. He says that can happen, which is why hopefully this break will do you good. So brilliant, do that. Chemo 8 and 9 were absolutely fine. No problems with them. Not that I remember. I don't remember causing any issues. Chemo 10, I remember having to leave work. So the chemotherapy was done on the Wednesday, went to work on the Thursday. I had to leave work because I felt really, really poorly, really, really sick. Very, very tired. Don't know how I drove home. Could have crashed. But I got home. But I stood it out. I stood there 2.5 days. I went back to work on the Friday, and the nurse came and disconnected the pump. Chemo 11 is where we run into a snag. We run into a problem. So chemo 11 had such a bad side effect on me that it actually put me into hospital. And we're in November now. We're back in 2024 November. So that actually put me back into hospital. No, October. We're in October. So sorry, we're in October. Actually, I had the chemo on the Wednesday. Pump came off on the Friday. Friday night, I'm in A&E because I'm in all sorts of agony. We called the hotline and they said, go to A&E, get checked out. So we did that. and we had some scans. Had an MRI scan. Didn't know the results, but I actually was discharged the next morning because, again, all my symptoms without the pump dissipated, completely gone. So we phoned Manchester on the Monday, and we explained obviously all this had happened. And the oncologist took the decision, okay, we're going to skip chemo 12, and then we'll just go forward with certs. Okay, certs is all ready. We just need to book the date in, and we'll go forward with certs. Okay, that's fine. I get a chemo breaker list, but I was a bit annoyed because I couldn't do the full 12. But we'll go with 11. This is fine. 11's fine. It's from your last scan that you had. This isn't the one that was done at the Royal. This is the last scan I had at Manchester. It's where we'd like it to be a little bit better, but it's at the level that we can go ahead and get certs done for you. So good job. Brilliant. So we're just waiting for the date to come in. And then we have a problem, which I'll go through into the next video.